Live, WTVM News Leader 9 on NBC 38, First at 4, continues.
Thank you for staying with us into the second half hour of First at 4. I'm Dee Armstrong. A Phoenix City officer fired after having inappropriate conversations by text with what he thought was a 15-year-old girl. Now, we decided to do some digging to try to find out how the police discovered those text messages. Well, the officer was uncovered by a man called Landon Reed. Reed has a platform he named Pred TV. His goal is to find child predators. Reed pretended, he says, to be a 15-year-old girl and exchanged those text messages with the police officer. Those messages, according to Reed, were inappropriate, so he gave them to Phoenix City Police. Police fired the officer. Reed says he was shocked to know that the officer talked about what he did for a living in the text messages and even sent pictures of himself in his uniform.
You have like a whole team like that's trying to track down predators, trying to I guess make a change in that sense.
That's our conversation, sitting down with him on how he caught the officers, how he's determined to find more child predators. We'll have that story for you later tonight on our sister station at WTVM at 6 p.m. And in recognition of Suicide Awareness Month, we're highlighting an East Alabama organization. Its mission is to empower young people, to give them the tools they need to be able to talk about suicidal thoughts and mental illness. Tiffany Maddox has more.
Hey y'all, it's Lexi here, and I'm doing the New Year, New Me Challenge.
In 2019, 18-year-old Lexi Webb was preparing for college, was class president, and even homecoming queen. But things quickly took a turn.
Back in 2019, my daughter, Lexi, took her life. She was a senior in high school.
A life gone too soon, but with everything, there is a purpose.
As a mom, but also as a registered clinical nurse, I wanted to understand why this had happened.
Andrea Mills wanted to find the answers as to why she lost her daughter so tragically. Those answers was the bridge that led her to starting the Love Like Lexi project.
After we had the 5th suicide in our community, I decided it was time to start sharing.
The organization holds workshop assemblies sharing Lexi's story with parents and youth.
So we want to share the story with them, and then we want to help give them the tools that we needed.
Promoting a safe space for peer communication, along with teaching coping strategies and getting students to take a life pledge. And in 1 year, the organization is seeing an impact. To date, they've gone into 13 schools throughout the Chattahoochee Valley and have witnessed 10,000 youth pledge to choose life despite what may come their way. The Love Like Lexi project is equipping kids with the knowledge to know their lives are filled with purpose and hope for the future.
You have to see the impact it has on these kids. It's okay to be vulnerable.
Right,
Not only is it helping them, but it's helping their peers.
I'm Tiffany Maddox for WTVM News Leader 9.
Thank you, Tiffany. Now, if you or someone you know needs help or someone just to talk to, you can always call the National Suicide and Crisis Hotline. It is simply 988. Let's check in at the Weather Center.
No surprise, it's still hot out there, and we're seeing temperatures in the 90s throughout the Chattahoochee Valley. Some areas just 2 degrees off from being in the hundreds right now, like Cuthbert, Eufaula, Fort Gaines, where they're sitting at 98 degrees. Now, we're going to see some relief from the heat, even though we're still in the 90s right now, and that's going to come in the form of a cold front later tomorrow into the early morning hours. So tonight, but right now in the valley, we still are in those nice dew points, so it's not that muggy outside. We're going to see that cold front start to push through, even bringing a few showers along with it. So tonight, you do have that opportunity of seeing an isolated shower, but temperatures will start to gradually cool, Dee.
Thank you, Eliane. In more news, the 2 Alabama men who were captured by the Russians in Ukraine, they've been set free finally. Andy Tai Nak Nguyen and Alexander John Robert Druk. They were captured in June. Their release, part of a prisoner swap between Russia and Ukraine. The fiance of one of them sharing what it was like to get that surprise call informing her man is coming home.
I had no idea what was going to happen. I had actually, I was at work and I had sat down for break with my best friend, and she and I were just sitting and eating some gummies, and I just got a random call from Saudi Arabia, and I was like, I turned to her, and I was like, Saudi Arabia, like why would I be getting a call? And it ended up being, such good news. And we got to share it together, just hearing him, and then shortly after that, we got confirmation from the State Department as well. He said he's feeling good, he's in good health, and I told him, we've been waiting for this call for so long. He said he's been counting the days too, and it's just so good to know that they're okay and that they're going to come home, because this was just so out of the blue.
They were in Ukraine supporting the Ukrainian troops, not fighting. A spokesperson for the family say the men are safe at the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia. They're expected to come back to the U.S. after their medical checks and their debriefings with the military. There's a 90-year-old woman in Mississippi who made her wish come true. She got her GED. She's Eloise Lewis. She dropped out of high school in the 10th grade, and looking back on her 90 years, she said the one thing she wanted to do was to finish high school. So the staff at Gulfport Care Center helped her make it happen. They connected her to a Christian-based learning center.
When they told me here that I could get my GED, I was happy about it. I'm still happy. Excuse me, because it makes me happy to know that I can do this.
She can do it. She did do it. She passed a mock GED test administered by the group, and she passed it. And she was presented with her. It's unofficial, but it's real to her. It's a GED certificate, and she had that ceremony yesterday. Congratulations. Coming up, a Harris County beekeeper does what he loves while able to give to the Humane Society. Stay tuned.
You're watching News Leader 9 on NBC 38. First at 4 with Dee Armstrong. Stay tuned for the Kelly Clarkson Show at 5/4 Central right here on NBC 38.
For some people in Marion County, and that county is about 50 miles east of Columbus, they say they still barely have enough water to take a shower or to cook a meal. However, they say their water bills have still been going up. Marion County officials say the current water issues, they've really been going on for years now. The Board of Commissioners says that they're planning to use a $1 million grant, and they hope they can fix the frequent pipe leaks and conduct a study and try to identify what other problems are existing. Now, despite barely having enough water for the past few months, some residents say their water bills have doubled, some have tripled. Some are showing us copies of their bills indicating that somehow they were supposed to have used thousands and thousands of gallons of water. Now, we've reached out to Clear Water Solutions in Auburn for answers, but we're still waiting to hear from them. There's a Harris County man who's using his bees to help the Humane Society to raise some money. Animal shelters around the country are overcrowded and they need money too. Kevin Weiss has volunteered at the Humane Society of Harris County for years. The beekeeper is selling his honey to raise money. 100% of his honey money goes to the local shelter.
I love that I'm helping the planet with pollination, and I love that the honey helps the dogs and cats. Humane Society's slogan is be part of the solution. So I want to be part of the solution. I want to help people. I want to help animals. I want to, love is the answer.
You want to get some honey? Well, it's sold at the Humane Society of Harris County. And to purchase the honey or make a donation, again, we always have lots of information, and we have this link too on our sister station's website. Again, it's always WTVM.com.
Now, from your Storm Team 9 Alert Center, WTVM meteorologist Allie Ann McCord.
Well, happy first day of fall, as today is the fall equinox. So the daytime is just as long as the nighttime, 12 hours. But despite it being the first day of fall, we're seeing some very hot temperatures across the southeast. Most of our areas staying in those upper 90s, like Columbus right now, where it's 97 degrees. But if you look just north, you'll see temperatures in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And you want to know what's bringing that relief? It's a cold front, and that's going to start ushering its way into the valley, bringing a few isolated showers along with it, but also bringing us some cooler temperatures later tomorrow into the night. Now, there are a few baby showers scattered across the valley right now, one just south of Columbus and one in Chambers County just south of Valley, moving into Lee County right now. But all that rest of the green is just ground scatter that the radar is picking up on. Now, the next 4 hours, what you can expect is that chance of showers staying around just at 10% though, so very slim chance of seeing the rain. But temperatures starting to cool off as we get into the 80s, just the 80s by 8 p.m. Now, tomorrow is looking very sunny and a little bit cooler than today, as we're going to stay at 84 degrees, but that sun still hanging around for sure. Now, what's causing that is that cold front. You can see it right here on the moisture forecast, how it brings in dry air into the valley, and that's going to stay with us. But come Sunday, we're going to see some more moisture in the air, but another cold front following right behind it, going to give us some nice dry conditions as we look ahead into next week. So this weekend, what you can expect is some nice conditions on Saturday, but come Sunday, when that front really starts to move through, we have that chance of rain really picking up and temperatures back into the 90s. But in your 9-day forecast, we do have some beautiful conditions despite the rain coming Sunday and that chance of rain hanging around Monday. Our temperatures are cooling off slightly despite being almost 100 degrees here in the valley, and so we're seeing a nice bit of relief. But looking ahead next weekend, we could see our temperatures dip into the 70s, Dee.
Wow, it's coming.
It's coming, finally.
Yes, thanks, Allie Ann. Years ago, cancer was rarely spoken of in public because the diagnosis almost always meant someone was going to die. But in health news today, your chance of surviving cancer has greatly increased.
Deeply.
And it's a little boy's field of dreams, a playground for kids with disabilities. Curtis Larson's father says, hold on to your dreams. There's a new report out that is showing progress against fighting cancer, with more people surviving than ever before. The American Association of Cancer Research found in the past 3 years, the number of cancer survivors living in the U.S. has increased by more than 1 million survivors. As of January, there were 18 million cancer survivors. The report notes that there were only 3 million altogether in 1971. The report is crediting the progress against cancer to fewer people who are smoking these days and improvements in being able to catch your cancer and treat it a lot sooner. There's a little boy in Minnesota who made a wish, and he put his money where his heart is. And now he's reaping lots of benefits he happily shares with other kids. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield has the story of Quinn Larson.
Life can be full of ups and downs. The Larson family knows it well. Their oldest son, Quinn, fell from a window, then got meningitis. He lost his hearing and ability to speak, but he never lost his drive.
I remember distinctly.
When we first met Quinn in 2019, he was a kid with a dream and a long shot goal. He donated his own money to make a wish to make the dream of an accessible playground happen.
I think the community raised
$307,000
just to make it happen.
Yeah.
In this small town.
Right.
Yeah.
Add in Quinn's money and a grant from DNR, and voila! What was once a cornfield is now a field of dreams.
And then we built it, and they came.
And boy, did they ever. About 500 people showed up at Quinn's playground. The ground is wheelchair accessible. There's a resting spot for kids with autism, sign language art, the swings are accessible, and the zip line. Oh, the zip line.
It means that he can hang out with us now when we're on the playground.
Mm-hmm.
So then he can be included with all the fun stuff we do.
You did this, Quinn. You did this. This is yours. This is your dream.
A dream realized in silence and in strength.
Actions speak louder than words.
Wow. The playground doesn't just serve kids with disabilities. Quinn made sure it's an adventure hotspot for kids of all abilities as well. Coming up next, if you close your eyes, can you imagine hitting every note on your guitar without skipping a beat? A nearly blind guitarist explains how a little bit of technology helps him keep on rocking. A Canadian band has its brand new album out now, and you don't have to be a heavy metal extremist to relate to the guitarist's personal story. Rick Damigella explains what's going on.
That intense sound is the Canadian metal band Razor from their new album Cycle of Contempt. It's the band's first new studio album in 25 years. Listening to it, one wouldn't know guitarist Dave Carlo is partially blind.
The condition is called Stargardt's dystrophy. It's a form of macular degeneration. Unfortunately for me, it started in my early 30s, and yeah, it's been a real challenge. People ask me about how do I play guitar after I lost my sight. Well, one of the things I do, I got a guitar right here, and what I do, if you can see that, I put glow-in-the-dark, I have glow-in-the-dark tape on every fret, and before I perform a show, we hit it with ultraviolet light. We have a little ultraviolet flashlight, and it will glow for a few hours. So regardless of the lighting conditions, I can pick up the fret positions with my peripheral vision. I still can't see my hands on the fretboard. It poses a bit of a challenge during guitar solos, but I think for the most part, we got it down.
Carlo also fought a battle with tongue cancer in 2012, cares for his son who has autism and his daughter who has borderline personality disorder, none of which stops him from playing music.
The hardest part is that I'm, as a musician, here to entertain people and to bring people a good time. And I want to be associated with a person who brings them a good time. I don't want to be known for all this tragedy around me. At the same time, I know it's almost impossible not to be with so many things happening. But hopefully I'm some kind of an example of perseverance to let people know that, you know, these terrible things happen. We have to push through. We have to find a way to push through.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Man, he's pushing through, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
I played the guitar a little bit in high school, and you know, I have full eyesight, and I still can't even play like that.
It's difficult.
Yes,
difficult.
It's very hard. But checking out the weather in the valley, we have some rain on the way coming this weekend, but dry conditions tomorrow as we're going to be cooling off to those mid-80s as a front pushes through. Same story after Sunday, another cold front pushes through, dropping those temperatures off to the mid-80s. And looking ahead to next weekend, we could really see some relief as we're possibly going to be in the 70s, Dee.
And we thank you so much for watching WLTZ NBC 38 First at 4. Kelly Clarkson is coming up next.
Ugh, it's ugly now. Okay, better now.
Mic check, mic check. This is Catrice's mic. Barbara, the man I spoke with, who posed as a 15-year-old. Is that good, y'all? Is my lip gloss popping?